I've been rereading The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
It's funny, like it's one of the most recommended books, and I try, like, it was free when I first got a Audible account, and I tried, and I just couldn't. Maybe it was just the timing, and I might need to revisit, but I just couldn't. I couldn't get into it.
I mean, you know, I read that book probably maybe 20 years ago, maybe more, maybe like 25 years ago. And then I've read it repeatedly here and there. And I was like straightening up my bookcase, and I'm like, okay, why do I have 3 copies of The Alchemist? Like,
wow.
You know.
Wow.
So,
because I keep one for me, and then I end up giving another copy away, you know.
What is it about now? Because I think I tried it on Audible when I was driving Uber.
Because I think a kid or an adult could read it. It can be a child's tale, but then it basically, okay, this is my interpretation of it. And again, you know, everyone sees things through a different perspective, but it's a tale when you look at it. It's a tale about a young boy on a quest to understand the universe. That's my summation of it. Okay. And he's a shepherd.
That helps.
From a small town. a shepherd from a small town who always had a feeling about what he wanted to do. He didn't want to do what everyone else was doing. He was kind of marching to the beat of his own drum. And that led him to be a shepherd. And then, you know, he went from place to place leading the sheep. He could chill out in the farmland when he wanted to. When he shaved them and got the money, he could go and do what he wanted to. He had his way. But he still had this other desire to seek fortune. And so, you know, he got the support to go and seek his fortune. Along the way, he discovered love. Along the way, he was taken advantage of, you know. But then you look at it based on things that happened after this, quote unquote, being taken advantage of, where that needed to happen for him to get to the next level.
Yeah.
And for him to get to the next level, all these other things happen. And really, he's in search of what is referred to as his personal legend, fulfilling his personal legend. And the belief is that if you don't pursue your personal legend, your life won't live up to the full potential. And people so often are afraid of this idea of living up to the full potential that's out there that they stop listening to their heart. They stop believing. They stop imagining. And they get scared. And they just go with what's right there in front of them. That's the easiest because they've encountered these ups and downs, but they don't realize that the ups and the downs are a part of achieving your personal legend.
Yeah.
So that's what it's really about. But, it, you know, it has so many twists and turns, and it can get a little like, okay, not even sci-fi, but it's just like, oh, this is going really spiritual. And really like, okay, wow, yeah, I could see that though. Because then it could also just all be a long meditation. Yeah. It's whatever you pull from it. But I read it right before bed last night, and really it was just like, one of the lines was like, they came into danger in the desert, and the person that he was with said what he actually had of value in his backpack when they were stopped by some quote unquote dangerous men. And so he said the value, and the little shepherd was like, why did you tell them what you have? And when he told them, he started laughing, and they laughed like, yeah, right, you don't have that in your backpack. And he's like, why did you tell them that you had that? They could have took it. And he's like, no, people will never believe you when you tell them what you have and it's worth something. And he was talking about what's inside of you. Like when you say like, I'm going to be this, whatever this big dream is, people are like, yeah, okay. And then that can affect you because you're like, maybe I don't have that powerful thing. So, yeah, I slept good last night after that. I'm like, I love this book.
It started off like The Matrix for me. It was slow.
Yeah, but you made it sound really good. I wanted to read that.
Right. It's like maybe I should double back to it and fast forward past the beginning part. Because when it started in the beginning, I was like, man.
Double back to it. At least give him till when he gets to the bar and goes to a Muslim speaking or Arabic speaking country and how that's different. He's traveling to a place where you can't drink, and where the tongue, as he calls it, is different. They speak a different language. The women are covered up. Like, he's like, wait, this isn't how it was where I'm from. Like, what's going on? I asked for alcohol. They're giving me some tea. Like, what is this? So yeah, that's The Alchemist. So that's what I'm reading right now. But I also just finished reading a nonfiction book because I will also just read just to forget about what's going on, And so it's this nonfiction book set in a small Mississippi town where this sheriff is trying to bring order. So it's cool. It has Mississippi humor. It has a lot of Southern references. It's by a guy named Ace Atkins. But it's really interesting. It's rich. Southern history and nonfiction.